All right. So at the moment, what we are going to do is about year 7, IXL. Yep. Task A8, which is about classify numbers. Yep. So basically, under classification of numbers, Lench, we have to understand that there are some types of numbers. There's something called complex numbers. That means all the numbers goes under complex. And complex numbers can get divided into two parts. Yeah. So complex numbers, yeah, can get divided into two parts, which are real numbers, and the other one is imaginary numbers. Numbers. That means we imagine it. Yeah, you might have seen this letter in your life at least once on calculators and everywhere. This I, like this weird I type of a letter. Even in electrical circuits, you might have been seen it if you have done electrical in anything about electrical engineering. So pretty much, these imaginary numbers comes under this part. And are we going to learn it? No. Are you going to learn it? Not unless or otherwise in Australian curriculum, if you select math specialist, then you will be learning about imaginary numbers. Except that, even methods, general, nowhere. And will you learn it when you go to a university? Yes, if you do mathematics, obviously, or if you do engineering, yes, of course, you have to learn about that. Anyway, what we learn under school curriculum, the normal curriculum, about real numbers. Real numbers gets divided into two parts of language. Yeah? Please write it down with me, then it could be easy for you as well. What are the real numbers get divided into? Rational numbers
and non-rational
and irrational numbers. What are these rational numbers? In simple words, rational numbers are the numbers which can be written as a fraction. Numbers can be written as a fraction. The irrational numbers cannot be written as a fraction. Yeah? And something really easy to understand irrational numbers means these are never ending decimals and they don't have any pattern. That means what? It's something like, have you seen the letter like this thing? This is an irrational number. What is an irrational number? A good thing for irrational number is what we so call, what is that? When I want something, it's really hard to find. Yeah, pi. You might have seen the symbol pi in your life. In calculators, a lot of them are there. Yeah. What is this pi number? Yeah.
3.14.
It's 3.1415, like that. It moves on, and they don't have any type of a pattern as well. It's not finishing. It goes on. Yeah, it's a irrational number. Even a root number, a square root, which doesn't have, like, let's say doesn't have a complete square. So as an example, square root of 2. Yeah, square root of 2. Yeah, if you go and put square root of 2 in your calculator, you will see it's a never ending decimal number, because why? We know the 2 doesn't have a square root, right? Like, 2 doesn't have a rational square root, I would say. Yeah, square root of 2. You have a look, here we go, it never ends. So this is also a irrational number. So a square root of a number which you don't know the value, even that will be irrational. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And these rational numbers can get divided in two parts. I told you that they can be written as fractions, right?
Yeah.
Even fractions learned sometimes, yeah, gives us two things. So one is integers. Oh, I forgot that there's no R. Integers, and the other one is rational decimals. So I know irrational decimals are there. Irrational decimals means what? The decimals which will never end and has no pattern. Then we got rational decimals.
Okay.
Why do we have rational decimals? Because not every decimal is never ending and have no pattern, right? There are decimals which is ending and has an ending too. That type of decimals. Terminating decimal. That means a decimal will end. As an example, let's think about something like 5 out of 8. 5 over 8. The fraction of 5 over 8. Yeah. We know the fraction of 5 over 8, Leansh. Let's try to figure out what that value is. What we do to find that decimal is 5 and 8, and then we put a dot here and some zeros for fun. If you can remember, I was teaching you about this on our second class when we started. Yep. How many 8s can go into 5? 0, left over 5, and the dot comes up here. How many 8s can go into a 50? 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. That's a 6, left over 2. And then how many 8s can go into a 20? 8, 16. That's only 2, left over 4. How many 8s can go into a 40? That's 8, 16, 24, 32, 40. Very good, 5. Yeah, you were correct. So then only, so what is this? This is a 0.625. Will this continue anymore? No. That's it. This is a terminating decimal. Okay. And the other one, other type, so this is terminating decimal. Pull it up a little bit. Reoccurring decimals. What are these reoccurring decimals? Reoccurring decimals means they are never ending, but they have a nice pattern. Yeah? As an example, let's say, yeah, these decimals are never ending, but they have a pattern. Yeah. So what are they? As an example, something like 8 out of 9. That means what? What should I do to find that? I will write like this, and then 8 here, 9 division because denominator is 9, and up here, and some zeros for fun. I will put a lot of zeros because I know this is going to be a reoccurrence. How many 9s can go into 8? 0. Left over 8. I didn't use that. The dot comes up here. How many 9s can go into a 80?
8.
8. And then left over? How much is left?
Wait, I got confused. So,
How
first
many
we
9s
went
can
from
go
that.
into a 80? 8, which is 7. So 72.
Yes.
Then left over is
Yes, 72. 8.
8. Again, how many 9s can go into 80? 8. Left over 8. 8. 8. 8. 8. So it will go on like that. So this is a never ending decimal and goes like this forever. This type of a decimal range, we write it like dot and then dot and write like this, or you can put a dot here to say that it is happening again and again and again and again, or you can also draw 0.8 and a line on the top. Even that makes us to think it is happening again and again and again and again. Another example is, let's say that I got a 8 out of 7 or 5, anything actually, to be honest, or let's use 9 out of 7. This would be a nice example. 9 out of 7 and a dot and some zeros for fun. How many 7s can go into a 9? Only 1. Left over 2. Dot comes up here. How many 7s can go into a 20? That's 2, which is 14. Left over 6. How many 7s can go into a 60? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, 56. That's a 8. Left over 4. How many 7s can go into a 40? That's a 5. 35. Left over 5. How many 7s can go into a 50? That's a 7. Left over 1. How many 7s can go into a 10? That's a 1. Left over 3. How many 7s can go into a 30? That's a 3. Left over 7. Sorry. 30. That's 28. That's a 4. Left over 2. Again, how many? So I will put some zeros again. How many 7s can go into a 20? That's a 2.
2.
Left over 6. How many 7s can go into a 60? That's a 8. Left over, which is 56. Left over 4. If you can see, now the same thing happening here. Left over 2, 2 came here, 2 came here, and then again 60, 60, 8 came here, 40, 5, 40 came here, so 5 will come here. So can you see? The same pattern will occur again. Do you get it, Leon?
Yeah.
So this number is a number which goes like 1.285714. Again, 2857114. 2857114. Like that, it will keep on going again and again and again and again and again and again. Yeah? So instead of writing like that, mathematicians started to write it like 1.285714 and then start to put a dot here and a dot here to say that this reoccurrence will start from here and end at here. Or some mathematicians write it like 2857114 and then they draw a line on the top. Do you understand that? So either way you can write it. Yeah. In IXL, I think they write it like this. Yeah. Anyway, integers. Integers are what? Integers can be divided into whole, not really a whole, yeah. A negative number, 0 or positive number, but as a whole. Yeah.
Okay.
Whole numbers plus 0. Because even integer 0 is known as an integer. So integers can get divided into 3 parts, as I said. What are they?
Yeah.
Negative numbers. So it's like negative whole numbers, -2, -3, -4, -5, like that. And then 0. And then the other one is,
Positive.
or some people call it as natural numbers.
Okay.
So what is a natural number? A natural number is a positive whole number. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why do we say it? Because naturally we can see it. 1 pen, 2 pen, 3 pen. Naturally. Can I have -1 pens? No, that's not natural. Can I have a 1.1 pen? No, that's not natural. Yeah. So natural means what? Whole positive numbers. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So this is the main theory behind this task. Yeah, if you know these things, you'll be able to do this task without any troubles. So anyway, let's go to it. So we can see here. Yeah. It says is negative is an integer. Is it an integer or not, Leanch?
9 is a no.
So no. Let's go. It was a -9. So it's a negative whole number. Yeah. And negative whole numbers are in the category of an integers. Can you see?
Oh, okay.
So yes, it is an integer. And then, which one of the following is a whole number? So to find whole numbers, so we can say this. So, oh, I forgot about that. Whole numbers are only, the integers are not whole numbers. Whole numbers are also known as positive numbers, yeah? So,
Yep.
no, my bad, that's my mistake.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. So only 6 is a whole number because this is a rational, but not a whole number. This is a negative
Yeah, it has
number,
to be.
negative integer. This is a positive integer as well as a whole number. Yes, so,
If there's a fraction that is 8 over 8, would that be
that's a whole number. That's a whole number, of course.
Okay.
Which one of the following are natural numbers? Natural numbers means what? Positive whole numbers.
Yep.
So what
So
can I
2
say?
and 3.
2 and 3, right? That's it.
Yep.
Very good. And then, is 6 point this thing a whole number? No. Very good.
No.
And then, which of the following is a whole number?
4.
Very good. Which of the following is a rational number? Rational means what? Anything, any number which can be written as a fraction. Any number which can be written as a fraction can be a whole number, can be anything, to be honest with that, as we can remember. Yeah. Here we go. So rational numbers. Yeah. Can you see? Rational numbers. These are the numbers which can be written as a fraction. What are the fractions? It can be rational decimal, a terminating decimal, or a occurring decimal, or an integer. Yeah. Where irrational is anything like a pi or a e or some sort of a number which is never ending, or a square root of a number which you don't know the square root value. Yeah. Okay. So what can be the answer here?
The 10 square root.
Root 10. A rational number.
Oh no.
Those are irrational.
Then the
Everything except that root 10. Yeah. This is a fraction. Can be written as a fraction. Yes, rational. Can you write 35 as a fraction? Yes, 35 over 1. Rational.
Yeah.
Can you write this thing as a fraction? Yes. I can write this whole thing like 19673 over 1000. Yeah. This 3 decimal places means over 1000. Yeah. So these all can be written as fractions except this guy, because I don't know what this is. I don't even understand what this square root of 10 means. I know it's something between 3 and 4, because square of 3 is 9, square of 4 is 16, but nobody knows what is square root of 10 unless you do the calculations. Got it?
Yeah.
Is pi a irrational number?
Yes.
Yes, I wrote it, if you can remember.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We read about it. Pi is a number which is never ending, has no sort of a pattern as well.
Yeah. We can't turn it into fractions.
Which of the following is a natural number?
45.
45. Negative numbers are not natural. You can't see negative 62. Which of the following are rational numbers?
Everything except square root of 96. 19.
Very good. Because why? Even this thing, I know that this is going like 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. I know what is happening here. This thing, I don't have any clue. Is this a rational number?
No.
Sorry?
No.
Okay, what is a rational number?
Rational number is like a number. So it I forgot how to say it. Like,
What is it?
These numbers can be written as a fraction. Yeah. So like, yep, that's yes.
That can be written as a fraction. It is a fraction, so it is definitely a rational number. Do you get it?
Yeah. I forgot about it for a second. Irrational is pi.
Pi is irrational, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Good. Is this irrational?
No.
So you know
that is irrational.
Sorry?
That is irrational.
That is irrational. We don't know what is square root of 98, right?
Yeah.
Which of the following is rational numbers? Is a rational number. So one of them are rational number.
Minus 23.
Sorry? Minus 23. Yeah, minus 23 can be written as minus 23 over 1. That's a fraction. Yes.
Yeah.
Which of the following are natural numbers? Oh, by the way.
50.
Yeah, what is it? 50?
55.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah. By the way, some people think that pi is a rational number because some people think pi can be written as a fraction. Okay. Not in Australia, we don't teach it that much, but in India and Sri Lanka, they always use it. For pi, we know pi is what? 3.1415 and then blah blah blah, it goes on. For our math's sake, to make the maths easy, some teachers teach pi is 22 over 7. Actually, pi is not 22 over 7. Okay? Pi, they do it as 22 over 7 because if you look at 22 over 7, it's like 3.14. Do you get it? It's not the correct pi value, but it's close enough, like approximately 3.14. Do you get it?
Yeah.
That's the reason some people use 22 over 7 for the value of pi. But 22 over 7 and pi value are different. They are the same? No, they are not same. Yeah?
Yeah, but if you put it in somewhere, would that be correct?
If they are okay, like if it is like an algebra or something like that, yeah, like not algebra, measurements or something like that, and if they don't tell you to use 3.14, like if they are okay with any number for pi, yes, you can use 22 over 7 for the sake of maths to make your life easier. But yeah, if we say that pi is irrational, no, pi is irrational, definitely it is irrational. Yeah. Anyway, which of the following describe 76? Is 76 a natural number, Lange?
Yep.
Is it a whole number?
Yes.
Yes. Is it an irrational number?
No.
Is it an integer?
No.
It's not an integer.
Yes. It is.
What is integer? Integer?
An integer
is a negative whole number or a positive whole number or a zero. Yeah. So yes, this is a positive whole number. So it is an integer. Yep.
Okay. Yes.
Cool. Then, which of the following describes 3? Is it a rational number?
No.
What is
Oh
a
wait,
rational
yeah,
number?
you can put it in a fraction. You can put
It's a
a
fraction.
fraction.
Is it an irrational number?
No.
It is an integer?
Yes.
Is it a natural number?
Yes.
Root 20. Yeah, tell me what should I select?
Irrational number. And yeah, I think that's all.
Sorry?
An irrational number.
It is an irrational number, and that's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Very good. And then negative 84. Is it a whole number?
No.
No.
Yes, actually.
No, it's not a whole number. Sorry, I did that mistake and I told you that it is wrong. Whole number means a positive or a zero. Yeah? Actually, yeah, not a negative number. Is it an integer? Yes,
No.
it is integer. Integer can be a negative whole number or negative number, but as a without decimals, or a zero or a positive.
Positive number.
Whole number can
That
be
is all.
only zero or positive. Yeah?
Yeah.
It is integer. Is it a rational number?
Yeah.
Yes, all integers are rational. So if it is integer, definitely it is a rational. Is it a natural number?
No.
Pi. Is it a irrational number?
Pi is. Yep, it is.
Is it a whole number?
No.
Natural?
No.
Irrational?
No.
Now, if we were doing it as a task, now we are done. But anyway, we are moving forward. This means 72.2, which has slash on the top, means 72.222222222 like that. It goes on. Yeah. Is it a natural number?
No.
Is it an irrational number?
Yes.
So you have no clue how this decimal number is going on.
Like we do, but we
You do?
we could even like put it in a fraction.
Sorry?
Actually, can't. So can you put it in a fraction then?
Yes, of course we can put it in a fraction. I showed you.
Like, but we don't know.
Look here.
Oh.
I showed you an example as well. So if you go here, yeah, I told you about reoccurring decimals here. As an example, this 9 over 8, we got 0.88888888. Yes, of course, 8 over 9 was a fraction, and the answer of that was a never-ending decimal. It's a reoccurring decimal. Yeah, reoccurring decimals are rational decimals, and rational decimals are rational numbers. It's not an integer, but it is a rational number. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
So yes, this is a rational. Is it integer? No. Is it irrational? No. Is it natural? No. 87. Is it a whole number?
Yes.
Is it a rational number?
Yes.
Is it a natural number?
Yes.
Is it an integer?
No. Actually, yes.
Yes. Remember, if it is a natural number, it will definitely be a whole number. If it is a whole number, it will definitely be an integer. If it is an integer, it is definitely a rational number.
Okay.
All of them. 0. 0 is a whole number.
Yes.
It is an integer.
Integer.
It is
Yeah, because.
rational, but not irrational.
Yeah.
Pi. Pi is just irrational, that's it. Nobody else.
Yeah.
And then the last one, we are in 99%. Ooh. 8. Is it a natural number?
Yes.
Is it a whole number?
Yes.
Is it an irrational number?
No.
Is it a rational number?
Yes.
Very good. Good job. Here we go. we got 100 out of 100. So good job with that.